Hi everyone, I hope you're okay, and I hope that the videos we keep uploading are helping you out. On this video, guys, we are tackling the sixth question from the mid-year examination, which was written in the province of Mpumalanga in the year of 2024. Please do expect a total number of 10 videos, since the question paper had 10 questions in total. And please, guys, do take this seriously. I strongly believe that knowing how to tackle exam questions will give you an edge whenever you write your mid-year exam, your preliminary exam, and most importantly, your final examination. So please do share the video to your peers so that they may have the same edge as well. And please, guys, do help us grow the channel by just subscribing. Okay, the first, we are being told to consider the functions f of x and g of x, and we are given the domain of the two graphs that they exist when x is between negative 90 and 180 degrees. Okay, first question, we are told that on the same set of axes, they want us to draw the graph of f and g. Okay, drawing the graph of f and g, let's draw the graph of f of x first, because f of x is quite simple. For f of x, f of x is equal to cos 2x. I've created a grid over there, guys, for us to draw simply. That's cos 2x. There are steps, guys, in drawing the graph. The first step number one, we must find the period of our graph. Period. I want to know in how many degrees will I have a complete wave of my graph. That's just 360 degrees divided by the coefficient of x, which is 2, so that's 180 degrees, right? And therefore I need to find the interval. You may ask yourself, what is an interval? An interval, guys, help us to find the important x values in our graph. I want to know the important x values, and those values are just x-intercept and the x values at the turning point. So I'll just take the period divided by 4. I'll simply get 180 all over 4. I'll end up having 45 degrees. This simply means every after 45 degrees from my starting point, I will get an important x value. It's either the x value at turning point or the x value or rather the x-intercept rather. Okay, after finding interval, guys, please go to your unit circle. This thing is called a unit circle because the distance from the center to the circumference is just equal to 1 unit. That's why it's called unit circle. So if the distance from the center to the circumference is 1, that means the coordinates over there, I just have 1 and 0. Over there, that's 0 and 1, negative 1 and 0, and then I have 0 and negative 1. Okay, there's nothing added or subtracted next to my angle over there. This simply means that the graph, the starting point of my graph is at the origin. Are you together? The starting point of my graph is when x is equal to 0, where both x and y are equal to 0, right? So I'll simply say 0 over there. Are you together? And then all I have to do to find these values over there, I just need to keep on adding my interval. So 0 plus 45, which is the interval, is just 45 degrees. 45 plus 45, 90 degrees. 90 plus 45, that's 135 degrees. 135 plus 45 is just 180 degrees. I keep on adding the 45 degrees because the 45 is my interval, right? And then now for the negative angles, I just need to move from the starting point and then subtract my interval. I'll simply have 0 minus 45, that's just negative 45 degrees. For negative 45 minus 45, that's negative 90 degrees. I will stop, guys, because I was told that the domain of my graph is from negative 190 until positive 180. Since I'm drawing the graph for cos, guys, I'll simply focus on the x values there, on my coordinates of my unit circle. I'll only focus on the x values. Okay, when I'm at 0 degrees, what is my value of x, guys? The value of x is equal to 1. So I'm going to indicate over there at 1. When I'm at 45 degrees, the value of x is just to 0. When I'm at 90 degrees, the value of x is negative 1. When I'm at 135, the value of x will be 0. When I'm at 180 rather, the value of x will be positive 1. And then now let's consider the negative angles. When I'm at negative 45, the value of x is 0. When I'm at negative 90, the value of x is just negative 1. So all I have to do, guys, is to just join these points. Just join these points over here. This is the graph of f of x. Are you together? Now let's go and draw the graph of g of x. Remember that we are told that g of x, let me use color black, g of x is just equal to sine of x minus 45 degrees. Let me check. Yeah, that's sine of x minus 45 degrees, right? Do the same thing, guys. The period is just 360 divided by the coefficient of x, which is 1. Therefore, the period is just 360. My interval is just period all over 4. That's 360 divided by 4. The interval is just 90 degrees. And then I'll simply go to my unit circle after this. My unit circle, ne? I'll have 1 and 0, 0 and 1, negative 1 and 0, 0 and negative 1. So now, guys, for my graph, the graph has been shifted 45 units to the right. So this simply means that the starting point is no longer at the origin, but the starting point is when x is equal to 45. So my starting point is when x is equal to 45 degrees. Are we together? So for my positive angles, I just need to keep on adding the interval. So 45 plus 90 is just 135 degrees. 135 plus 90 is just 225 degrees. Ne? And then 45 minus 90 is just negative 45. Negative 45 minus 90 is just equal to negative 135 degrees. Okay, for the graph of sine, guys, we are just focusing on the y values, in our unit circle. Okay, when x is 45 degrees, what is the corresponding y value? The corresponding y value is 0. So that means my graph is supposed to pass there. Then when x is when x is 135 degrees, the value of y is simply equal to 1. So I will have an intersect over there. And then when x is 225 degrees, we don't have 225, 225 was going to be somewhere here. The value of y was going to be 0 over there. And then now let's go to the negative angles. For the negative angles, I simply have, let me check here, root 2. Okay, for the negative angles, guys, I simply have negative 45, right? When I go to negative 45, the value of y is just negative 1. And then when I go to negative 135, the value of y is just 0. All together. Then all I need to do, guys, is to just join these coordinates of mine, or these points over there. This would have simply looked like this. My graph, guys, would have simply looked like this. But remember that, guys, I'm restricted. The graph needs to be when x is an element of negative 90 and positive 180. My graph should not be on the left hand side of negative 90. and also on the right hand side of positive 180. So this part must be removed, and that other part of my graph must be removed. So my graph is just supposed to look like this. Then all I have to do, guys, is to find my intercepts over there. But I believe that will be the next question, no? Yeah, the general solution. But guys, I'm not done with the graph. There's something that I'm missing, or the y-intercept of g of x. The y-intercept over there, ne? If ever, guys, I have a graph, I don't care what kind of a function I have, whether it's a tan graph, cubic graph, parabola. For me to find the y-intercept, I just need to make x 0 and then find the corresponding y value. So this will just be equal to negative root 2 over 2. So the y-intercept is just negative root 2 all over 2. That's how, guys, we're supposed to draw that graph over there. And then question number 2. Question number 2. We are supposed to find the values of x whereby the two graphs are equal. Determine the values of x. Determine the values of x whereby the two graphs are equal, right? I'm supposed to find the general solution. I have f of x being equal to g of x, right? F of x is just cos 2x. G of x is equal to the sine of x minus 45 degrees. I'm solving x, guys, ne? Remember that, guys, in your grade 9, you were taught how to solve exponents. Ne? For you to solve x, whenever x is at the exponent, just make the bases to be the same. 2x is equal to 2 to the power 4. If the bases are the same, therefore exponents are equal. All over here, guys, since we cannot deal with rather, it will be easier for us to make the trig ratios to be the same and then find the general solution. Ne? Cos 2x is also written as sine of 90 minus 2x. This is just equal to x minus 45 degrees. Now, if, guys, my trig ratios are the same, that means the angles should be the same, ne? And the trig ratio I'm left with is U sine. I just need to express these angles whenever sine is positive. I know that sine is positive in the first and second quadrant. So in the first quadrant, the answer will be simple. I'll simply say 90 minus x is equal to x minus 45 degrees plus k 360 degrees. But in the second quadrant, I'll simply say 90, or in the second quadrant, 90 minus 2x is equal to 180 degrees minus x minus 45 degrees plus k 360. And then I just need to solve here. On the left hand side, I'll have negative 2x being equal to negative 135 degrees plus k 360. And then if ever I divide by negative 2, I'll have x is equal to 135 divided by 2. This will just give me 67.5 degrees plus k 180 degrees. I don't need to multiply this by a negative, ne, guys? It's just a period, so it doesn't matter whether it's negative or positive. So this will give me one set of my general solution. Let's check whether this gives us another solution over there. And I'm on conte offering yenzile. Oh yeah. Excuse me, guys, I forgot to write properly there. This angle is not 90 minus x, ne? Is 90 minus 2x. So that means I'll have negative 3x on the other side, and I'll have negative 135 plus k 360. Then divide by 3. Divide everything by 3. So that means I'll have x being equal to 45 degrees plus k 120 degrees. I don't need to divide my period with a negative, guys. Né? So this is just k element of integers. Do the same thing over there. I'll have 90 minus 2x is equal to 180 degrees minus x minus, or rather plus 45 plus k 360. I still have 90 minus 2x. 180 plus 45 is just 225 degrees minus x plus k 360. And then 225 minus 90 will simply give me 135 on the right hand side. Over there I'll simply have negative 2x plus x is just negative x plus k 360. Therefore x is just equal to negative 135 degrees plus k 360. So this will just give me my general solulu. So the first solution I'll come across, yes, at 45 degrees I can see that I do have a solution. So let's check again. 45 plus, let's try k to be negative 1. When k is negative 1 times 120, this will just give us 75. Another x value over there is just negative 75 degrees. And then obviously it has a corresponding y value. It does have a corresponding y value. And then another one, if k is just equal to 1 over there, this point there is just 165. So I do have, oh, they said they wanted general solution, not the actual answers. Ooh. Oh, okay. Ask in, guys. They wanted general solution, not actual answers. Né? But general solution, guys, will simply be equal to x is equal to 45 degrees plus k 120. Another one, x is equal to negative 135 degrees plus k 360, where k is an element of integers. K is an element of integers. But since I already found the solutions, it's fine. I know that the actual solutions will be x is equal to 45, x is equal to negative 75, and then x is equal to 165. All together. And then now I'm looking for the values of x for which f of x is above g of x. F of x is above g of x. My y-intercept was over there. I don't know how it got removed. Okay, they want us to find the values of x whereby the graph of f is above graph of g of x. Né? Remember that, guys, the graph of x is the red graph. And that graph is above g of x over here. Number 1. Okay, let me highlight instead of shading. Let me highlight instead of writing lines. Né? This is the place whereby the red graph is above the blue one, and that's the second place. All together. So that statement is true when x is between negative 75 degrees and 45, and also when x is between 165 degrees and 180 degrees. Remember that this is the x-intercept, and we just calculated it. The x value there is just 165 degrees. We don't know the corresponding y value. So the answer is when x is between negative 75 and 45, and then the other one when x is between 165 and 180. The graph of f is above the other graph whenever x is between negative 75 degrees and positive 45, and also when x is between 165 and 180 degrees. Now I'm looking for the values of x whereby the product of these three, x, f of x and g of x, will give me a positive answer. I can only find these solutions, guys, whenever my graphs are at the first quadrant and also at the third quadrant. Why? Because at the first quadrant, everything is positive. Whenever I multiply three things and my answer is positive, that means everything must be positive. Or let me check, everything must be positive, number one. And secondly, I cannot say everything must be negative. So my answer should be in the first quadrant. When my two graphs are in the first quadrant simultaneously, that's where my solution is. When my two graphs are at the first quadrant simultaneously. So whenever x is between 135 and 180, my graphs are above the x-axis simultaneously. So one of the solutions over there, when x is between 135 and 180, let's check whether we do have another one. Okay, remember that, guys, you're multiplying three things, ne? It's either all of them are positive or only two of them are negative, but one must be positive. Therefore, when the product of these three things will just give me an answer which is greater than 0, right? Okay, let me check. That space over here, guys, ne? This space over there, between 45 and negative 45 and 0 degrees. If I check there, guys, one of my graph is above the x-axis, so that means it's positive. Are you together? The other graph is below the x-axis, that means it's negative, and obviously on the left hand side of my y-axis, x is negative. So this statement can be also true whenever x is between negative 45 and 0. Whenever x is between negative 45 and 0, that statement over there is true. Remember that, guys, you're multiplying three things, your answer is positive. It's either all of them are positive or only two of them are negative, and then one of them must be positive. That's how, guys, you could have tackled that question over there. Let me check another one. Actually it's not between negative 45 and 0, but it's just between negative 45 and positive 45. If you can check properly there, guys, ne? Why? Because from negative 45 and positive 45, ne? No, this is correct. Oh, Sion, Sasinendle. Yeah, guys, bye-bye. That's how, guys, you could have tackled the 6th question over there, ne? Please, guys, Fananam, do not try to overcomplicate things, because I nearly complicated the last question over there. But that's how, guys, you should have tackled it, ne? So please do stay tuned and wait for more videos. Bye.